Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. Hold on, I'm adjusting my window because there's a little gap at the top. In the last part, we finally rescued the Scions. Well, most of them. There was a slight revelation about Thancred. You're so nice too. Let's finally speak with Menthalia. Thancred's plight troubles us all, yet we cannot allow anything to come between us and our goal. As long as the ultimate weapon exists, Eorzea will never know peace. So let's go to the Alliance leaders, Arya, and help them to make the right decision. Alright, the Black Wolf's ultimatum. Oh, hey, look, Aetheryte tickets. Grim tidings, Arya. It would seem that word of the ultimate weapon's existence has already reached the Alliance leaders in the form of an ultimatum. They have gathered in the Fragrant Chamber and are delivering their answer even as we speak. Beleaguered as they are, I fear they may well elect to lay down their arms in the belief that surrender will spare their people untold suffering. Yet nothing could be further from the truth. That which the Black Wolf offers will doom Eorzea, not deliver it, and the leaders must be way aware of this. Let's hurry to them, Arya, and ensure that they do not act in ignorance of the consequences. Alright, we need to, first off, get out of here. Let's get out of the landing area. And then, yeah, we need to get up to the Royal Promenade, so let's use the lift attendant. Either or, I guess. Husting strip. That's the one I chose. Might actually be the right choice, I guess. I hope. Yes. Yes, it is. Because the Aetheryte shard is right there for Chamber of Rules. So, let's run. Run. Good thing sprint lasts so long, eh? Because we gotta run! Hi, Bartholomew. The Council of the Alliance leaders is presently in progress in the Fragrant Chamber. I must ask that you step away from the doors, madam. I'm sorry? You're beyond here on behalf of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? A thousand parties, my lady. Of course you may enter. I'm just gonna assume that this particular cutscene is voiced. Like, it would be a shame for it not to be voiced.
We keep treading the same ground.
Van Belsar's demands are clear.
Alas, our minds are not.
I've never been one to shy from a fight, but if this weapon of theirs can do all they claim...
It has been 5 years since the calamity, and our people have scarce begun to rebuild their lives. Can we now, in good conscience, call upon them to risk what little they have left? I would spare them the pain of further conflict. Conflict, I say, though that would imply forces set in opposition. If the combined might of 3 primals could not stay Garlemald's new terror, what meaningful resistance can we offer? We who struggle to quell the foes who rise up within our own borders.
Long have we fought the primals, but to what end? We strike them down at no small cost, only for them to rise again and again. Are we to play this profitless game for the rest of days? I, for one, grow tired of it. Mistake me not. I do not propose to trade one tyranny for another. I love liberty. But conciliation need not mean oppression.
By the 12, though neither of you cried surrender, your every word betokened it. Not that I deny there is truth in what you say, nor can I rightly claim that Ul'dah is ready to fight. Refugees flood our gates, and beastmen swarm our land, while the great and the good do nothing. My flames struggle to bear the burden. I put on a grand show at the Remembrance Service, made all manner of lofty promises. I've made good on not a bloody one.
Do not blame yourself, Rauban. You said only that which the people needed to hear. All present have done the same. Our citizens had become lost to hope. If our words serve to kindle it in them anew, better we speak than remain silent. Our enemy condemns us for failing our people. Yet what does he care for their well-being? While we labored to rebuild their lives, the Black Wolf built instruments of murder with which to end them.
Her Majesty speaks true. For all our failings, the people's well-being has ever been our foremost priority. While none among us ever doubted that the Empire would one day resume its war, we scarcely had means enough to solve the problems of the present.
Aye, which is why we look to others to safeguard our future. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Alas, they are gone, and the Black Wolf is at our door.
Admiral! I fear you are mistaken.
Alphinaud, Minfilia, and Seven Hells! Master Garland?
And you, dear friend.
By Ralga, you're alive. All of you.
As we approached, I would swear I heard talk of surrender. But I know that cannot be. It is not the Eorzean way.
Hear me, my friends. Accepting the Garleans' offer to vanquish the Primals would be folly. Folly, I say. For might is not the answer to the primal threat. Indeed, the more the Empire exerts its strength, the worse matters will become. Primals enter this world when mortals call upon them, and mortals are wont to appeal to a higher power when they are desperate. Nothing is more certain to breed desperation in the beast tribes than the Garleans' proposed solution.
The true answer lies in a lasting peace. But the Garleans only know war and conquest. Should Eorzea fall into their hands, there will be such suffering as none can imagine.
We are not blind to the many challenges that each of your nations face. Yet you must not give in.
Aye. Remember 5 years ago when you wagered all for the sake of the realm? Remember what you fought for, what you were willing to die for. Let the memories rekindle the fire in your heart, for Eorzea has need of it again.
Come what may, we Scions will never give up the fight. And so I bid you stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm.
A great man once said that a shrewd merchant grasps not for the quick profit, but invests in the future. Wise words, eh, Rauban?
Sid,
Your words stir and shame me in equal measure. How could I contemplate surrender? I know full well that all we have, we owe to the sacrifices of those who went before us. Yet the seeming hopelessness of our plight robbed me of my insight. We Gridanians have no love for war. Yet we have still less for those who would threaten our homeland. Ever have we fought to protect those things we hold dear, and this shall never change. Gridania will go to war. We will fight the Empire for the sake of the realm and all who abide here.
At long last, I hear words worthy of a founder of the Alliance. Raubon, are we to be outdone?
I lost one homeland. The thought of losing another had blunted my resolve. But no man knows better than I that if you want aught, you'd best be ready to die for it. With great danger comes the chance for great glory and great profit. We Uldans who have turned sand into gold know this well. How many times have we fallen into the pit of despair, only to have you pluck us out? I've fair lost count.
Reckless, the lot of you, like bloody pirates. Well, I won't waste my breath trying to talk you round. On account of being a pirate myself. And the pirate who shrinks from a challenge is no pirate at all. Those who would pick a quarrel with us must choose. Back down, or go down with all hands. Let the Garleans come. The united strength of Limsa Lominsa will be waiting for them.
If our realm is to be free of this pall of darkness, let it be by our own hands.
For Eorzea!
We must needs consider how the weapon may be brought to bear against us.
The Maelstrom will secure strategic points along the coastline.
In the meantime, the flames will deploy at...
Be at ease, my friends. You have banished our doubts. Pray leave the military matters to us, and retire to the waking sands. We will send word anon.
Pray return to the waking sands. And they will send word, as they promise. The thing is, normally, the next quest is supposed to take place at level 49. You'll remember that this quest is level 46. Yeah, so basically they use that time where you're getting those 3 levels, be like, alright, here's our plan. Here's what we're gonna do. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're already at level 52. But what we're actually going to do is, hey, let's give them some time, right? I hear there's 2 dungeons we need to do. One I've kind of been putting off, and then I was like waiting till I got to this point to do it. It kind of ended up being like, you know what? Let's just do them together. Do them back to back. Normally I would like to split these, spread these out, but I was also expecting to be level 45 story quest, so you know. Yeah. Anyways, back here in the Vesper Bay before we pray return to the Waking Suns. Let us speak with Nedrick Ironheart, going for gold. I can't take 2 steps around this place without hearing, are you this or are you that? Why, it's as if you're some kind of goddamn hero. I jest. Even I could see that you're just itching to find a new battleground to hone your skills. Fortunately, I know just the place. The Aurum Vale. Head southwest through the Central Highlands to Coerthus and seek out a man named Willimus. Tell him the Nedrick sent you. Yeah, that's the other dungeon we have to do. We're still gonna ignore the one that's sitting over here. We don't want that one yet. But let's get back to the Waking Sands. Because we still have to turn in this quest. I'm just waiting to get the next one. Give the little break the game kind of expects, sorta give it. So yeah, like this gap has always existed. You always had to like even back in the day, you always had to get that experience to be able to get to the point you needed, but yeah.
I cannot well express my relief to think that the Alliance came so close to surrender.
But the fire in their hearts has been rekindled, and they will fight to the last.
This warmth inside. Did you feel it too, Grandfather? I would know something. Was that your power at work earlier?
Nothing of the sort. The leaders of Eorzea had lost their way. I merely helped them to find it again. Oh, hello. Yes, our party returned just a moment ago. How close are you? It's all right, Cid.
We must needs plan our next move. Pray continue liaising with your respective nations. Cid, would you be our man in Ul'dah?
I'll be whatever and wherever you need me to be.
We haven't a moment to waste. All right, let's do this.
Thancred's fate weighs heavy on my mind. I cannot bear to think of him in thrall to an Ascian. Mayhap you know this already, but the Ascians are immortal beings without physical form. Since time immemorial, they have fanned the flames of chaos from the shadows. That they might work unseen, the Ascians entrap and possess mortal men by means of malign artifacts known as crystals of darkness. One such crystal may yet be the key to saving Thancred.
This is a crystal of darkness.
A mere replica, created using data obtained from anomalous crystals found across Eorzea.
It comes to us courtesy of the students of Baldessian, our distant allies. Even for an Archon, Thancred's talents are exceptional. We all had complete confidence in him. It was for this reason that none among us foresaw the danger in sending him to investigate the Ascians alone.
Thancred had been striving to fill the void left by Louisoix. Yet, it was plain that he was overtaxing himself.
Yeah, he would volunteer for everything and work till he was dizzy.
And the toll taken by his exertions made him vulnerable to Ascian influence.
The crystal that binds Thancred must be somewhere on his person. If we could but destroy it, his Ascian possessor would be compelled to relinquish control over him. You have proven the stoutest of allies, standing with us through thick and thin. Yet the most perilous struggle is still to come. For the sake of the realm, and Thancred, I ask that you lend us your strength once more. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. As I am sure you are aware, the realm was saved from certain doom 5 years ago by heroes known as the Warriors of Light. What you may not be aware of is that your many feats in service to the Scions have prompted folk to make certain comparisons. I must confess, you do remind me of them. Yet remember this, however glorious the past, it is the hero's lot to be judged on the deeds of the present. A new darkness threatens the realm, and the people cry out for a savior. I believe that you are she, a warrior of light, here in the present, guided by the crystal's will. Come, my friends, let us fight to safeguard the future of our beloved Eorzea.
Alright, yay, we're getting more Vesper Bay tickets. So yeah, Operation Archon. It's level 49, so I'm gonna go make a trip over to Coerthas real quick. Actually, I say Coerthas, but actually I'm gonna make a trip to Revenant Hull and walk back up. It's a little faster, I say, with how long that place takes me to load. Hello, you all know where AV is. We've been here before. Aurum Vale. Sorry, I'm used to calling it by AV. Hail, adventurer. Wait, do not tell me Nedrick sent you. Tell me this, adventurer. Do you know how that Aurum Vale earned its most enticing name? Well, let me enlighten you. The cave is rich with sulfur and mithril ore, which, through reactions with the groundwater, combine to exude golden-hued fumes. A beautiful sight that is, until you realize the damn death clouds are burning your chest from within. If you still wish to take your life in your hands, I'll not be the one that stops you. But do try not to get killed. I've dragged enough corpses out of the Vale to last me a lifetime. Yeah, so have I when I've done this on Healer. Literally. Oh my gosh. This place is pretty much from 1 to 50, I guess 15 to 50, the hardest one. By far. Like, oh my gosh. It is. Ooh, buddy. So, before we go play with Aurum Vale, let's go to Dzemael Darkhold, which I have been putting off. So I pull it out here. I think it's supposed to be Dzemael, but I call it Dzemael. I don't care. Seeking to utilize an existing line with the natural cave, discarding the house of Dzemael, begins construction of the eponymous Darkhold near the end of the 6th Astral Era, intended to serve as a refuge for those fleeing the flames of the Durranian Horde. When the house is digging to uncover an entrance to the void, allowing an army of voids into this realm. However, they immediately abandoned their plans and withdrew from the subterranean, sealing it off so that they might contain the otherworldly invaders within. Despite all this, the house is willing to relinquish its claim to the caves and believes that if they can be cleared of the avoidance, they might still be able to see their original plan brought to fruition. I was getting a little worried there. I'm like, what the heck? I have a healer. Why isn't it popping? Well, I guess that's what happens when you hit the side dungeons in the 40s. So, Dzemael Darkhold. There's a little bit of gimmickry here. If you remember the gimmickries of Karn. Not quite the same gimmickries, but there's some gimmickry happening here. And you can kind of see one right there. Yeah. The switches. That's what they are. But you don't just press them. Now, see, just pressing them would be far too easy. No. No. So, let us head on in. So we open the Grand Hall gate. So, starting off, we're gonna have some couple hippogriffs here, and the tank's gonna run off with them. No, this is slightly harder. And you find these little purple sections about. These purple sections are gonna basically be how you save your healer a lot of hassle. I mean a lot of hassle. Because you see this all-seeing eye? It's gonna be doing this all eyes on me move as it runs about. However, right now, it is invincible. There's nothing we can do to it. So the tank seems to be, maybe? No, they aren't specifically running after it. So, yeah, so there's our first switch. This is a lot of people actually miss this one. Because they try and run on ahead and they're like, oh, the gate's not opening, what the heck? But yeah, so you're gonna want to be standing in this purple goo, because otherwise, yeah, or purple glow, it's not really goo, I guess, and just sort of keep an eye out for where he is when you go back to get that switch. So hopefully they remember that, oh yeah, we need that switch. Ugh, thing is awkwardly placed here, like for me. Alright. Yep, they don't remember that we need the switch. No one ever does. No one ever remembers the switch because they literally cannot, or they can't really progress that well without doing it. Because they're gonna go on way ahead and then, oh, look, lo and behold, the gate to the boss is not opening. Ow, my face. So they're getting the terminals down there while I'm back here getting this one. It does go faster with more people. But I'm here alone, which makes this one take for freaking ever. So let's continue onwards finally, now that half the stuff is dead up here. As well, you know. Yeah, so there was a bunch of stuff in here, but not that I was able to really show it too well because no one else was back there helping me. The healer couldn't really because they had to come up and heal people running ahead. And yeah. Ow, that hurt. Yeah, so now the gate's open. Yeah, they would have been stuck if someone hadn't stayed behind and gotten that first gate. So, yeah, this is actually our first boss. This thing that's been flying around and harassing us. We need to fight it within this crystal veil. It needs to be within the crystal veil because otherwise it is invincible. So, it's going to be doing this Cursed Gaze, which is a look away or get out of the effect attack. And it's also going to be doing Eyes on Me, which, again, if you are outside of the Crystal Veil, will be doing a lot of damage, because this also does give us a damage reduction. It's slightly in an awkward spot to get those. But the thing is, these ones don't last forever. These ones are going to go away eventually. We are going to have to go around and, well, find a new one once this one starts to fade. Depending on the overall damage of your group, it can either be 2 or 3, sometimes 4 if the damage is being really slow. But, alright, the crystal power is beginning to dim, so you want to go look for the new one, which is over here. Of course, once it comes out of the crystal veil, will become impervious to attack again. Like so. Ugh. This is a really awkward spot for me. Really awkward spot for me. Thank you. So, that's basically the gist of this particular fight. Don't worry. We're not done with gimmicks yet. Alright, so yeah, like I said, depending on the damage of your group, it's either 1 or 2, or you either have to do 2 or 3 rounds. We only had to do 2, but I've definitely had 3. I've also had 4, so really just depends on how long it takes your tank to pull the boss into the purple glow and all of that. So welcome to the second section. They're introducing these exploding crystals to us. If you're in range of them when they go to below, then, well, you're gonna take damage. One of these days, I'm gonna go find out what's up down there. I might actually do that on my main character after this. So this can get a little scary because you do have this ledge down there. And you could easily accidentally fall off. And you could have that happen to you because apparently it really wants to do that to me. And yeah, you also have these things that don't like to come in all the way. And yeah, so once the Nixes are gone, you're usually pretty safe, but you still have to watch it for the exploding crystals. Those are going to be your biggest concern. Whenever I'm pulling this, I don't like to do this particular pull, just because you do have to, well, you have this betrayed soul that's kind of just chilling back here. That, oh look, we haven't really damaged at all. I prefer to bring them, at the very least, down a little bit further to up here, just because this is a whole lot safer for the rest of the party. So now, you're gonna have these exploding crystals in a much tighter corridor. Namely, this particular corridor. Now, my stocks! The tank had to go run off. My stocks. Now they're also gonna have some drakes in here. So, yeah, and see, the problem is, then the tank doesn't, like, bring them back to, so you can, like, fight the souls and get them at the same time as everything else, so it kind of goes a little bit sideways, and it's like, ugh. So instead we're, like, back here trying to fight these guys, I'm just gonna fight them separately, instead of trying to fight them up there. It's just, these are so much of a pain. Oh no, my MP! What will I do? It took my MP! Alright, yeah. Like, those are just part of the major reason I don't like pulling this particular way. It's just, it never seems to end well in terms of getting things gripped up. Anyway, so I heard you like gimmicks. Here is our second boss. You'll see it down here. Hello! We've seen this style of enemy before. Hello, how are you? So, I was gonna say, hopefully the tank, brings us out a little bit, but this will do, I suppose. And it's going to want to be doing a back style spike flail sort of attack. Sorry, FF11 reference there. And you'll also be seeing stuff like 4 enemies appear. They're gonna run out. You can't actually attack these enemies, mind you. But they're gonna be doing this nonsense to us. Yeah, welcome to a lot of movement to fight. I should just toss on True North now because it's gonna be a bad time for me otherwise. And yeah, so now this kind of starts trying to tax the healer because now everyone's taking damage. Unavoidable damage, mind you. Plus there's also the avoidable damage, and yeah, this is a lot in terms of just a test on your healer to make sure to keep up with the side damage that you literally can't do anything about except try and kill the boss faster. Which, well, trying. They can only punch so hard. I can. Alright. That's the second one. We get 2 treasure coffers. I will look in there once I get down to the next section. So, I heard you like exploding crystals. I also heard you like switches. How about them together? Because that's what's next in our tale of the gimmicks. I'm gonna toss a grid on those. I don't need them, so hopefully the tank doesn't like pull this really wonky. Oh, they're pulling really wonky, which is bad for those betrayed souls over there. Which means you have to like position yourself really weirdly to try and get all of them if you're a melee. And I'm still missing some because there's some over there, and oh my gosh. With a pain. With a pain. Yeah, so when you have ranged enemies like this, it is so much better to make sure that you are bringing the ones that are closer range up to the ones that are melee range. Or, yeah, bringing the ones up to... bringing the melee range ones up to the ones that are your range attackers, just so that you do group them up much, much better. It just makes for a much better time. This is actually acceptable because I can not have to do really wonky stuff to try and hit most of the enemies. I just have to position myself right in the middle of them, and I can do just that. Alright, so at this point, we want to be hitting the switches. Ideally, you go in right after an explosion and start the countdown. So, looks like we are going to do a split forces deal, which does mean we are going to be taking some damage. Ow. Oh. Alright, that one is done. And that one is done. So that opens up our gate. Thankfully, those are the last of the switches. Thankfully, they don't do this nonsense again. Anyway, we still have some exploding crystals, though, along with a group of drakes. Wait for things to explode. Jump up there, and let us resume the attacking as the tank brings things way up ahead. Making things much more difficult on me for no reason. Like, just when it comes to, you know, those sorts of attacks, it's so much better, at least for terms of a melee's perspective, to just pull it to the side, or go to the side. Like, don't try and go back. Go to the side. That way, when you're trying to get back to the enemy, it doesn't move, pull it out of the melee's range, etc., etc. So anyways, we're at the last boss. And his name is Patrol. He is a big, scary, scary demon. So, that'll be your very basic things. Your tank buster sort of thing that's gonna hit just the tank. Ow. A targeting attack is gonna turn him around. And also he's gonna, you know, do the usual thing of tethering over to these corrupted crystals. This line here is a tether. I realize this is probably the first time we've actually seen it. And, yeah. So, if I get targeted here as the tank, what I try to like to do is bait it over to the side, or even just in general if they get targeted. That way you're not, like, screwing what the melee is trying to do there. Just makes things so much better for the melee. Because then you're like, yeah, you still have to dodge the attack, but you're not, like, baiting the attack onto... Excuse me, do you mind? Alright, we've got another corrupted crystal. And he's, of course, invincible. Yeah, that way you're not, like, baiting the attack onto the crystal here. Alright, that is round 2 of that down. We do see another crystal here, so we will have to do this once more. And, well, that's the basics of the first part of this fight. I don't really have much else to say about it. And when we get to it. Alright, let's get over to the crystal once more. And work on taking it out. I never got targeted by the Choose as his next victim. There's usually at least one person who isn't. I've been targeted twice. Alright, so we are in part 2 of it. He is unleashing his fury, which means he is going to spawn void pitch at people's feet. So wherever they happen to be standing before, that is where it's going to spawn. And, well, if you walk into it, it's going to do a hefty amount of damage to, I think it's everyone, but it might just be the one person. Also, he has put on a buff on himself that increases his damage. I guess there's just limit break, considering he's up 0.1%. I mean, that might be a good thing to do, but details, you know? Details. And, well, that's Dzemael Darkhold. Yay! We did it! At least now I finally have my feather on. Good old feather. Oh hey, the person I want to commend is still here. Let's greed. Alright. Oh my gosh, I'm so close to the next level. Anyways, we have an Aurum Vale to do. Yay! I don't want to, but I should. Soon after its discovery, miners from across the realm flocked to the Aurum Vale, driven by rumors that deep within lay endless veins of mithril. What they found instead was gold, but not the sort which would make them rich. Believing the substance precious aurum, miners unknowingly stumbled into deep pools of glowing venom, thereafter known as gold bile. Not only did the liquid burn their skin, but the noisome fumes given off by the foul ooze cooked their lungs when inhaled, bringing on a quick yet excruciating death. These truths, however, have done little to prevent new miners from braving the suffocating shafts, now even more driven to find what those who enter before could not. Welcome to hell. There is a chance that someone may leave as soon as we enter this. People do not like this dungeon. So it's very possible someone is going to leave at the start of the dungeon. But yeah, that's the only way I can describe this dungeon, is hell. No one likes it. It's a miracle. So, unfortunately, we are synced to level 49. Which means we don't get access to our level 50 skills. Which may also add to the pain of how much people hate this dungeon. So, the biggest issue here is the fact that this room has a royal buttload of enemies. And you can easily just get kind of ambushed by them. Like so. And yeah, especially if you kind of end up fighting him in the middle of the room like this. The gold pools you see on the ground, if you walk into them, they're going to put that gold bile debuff on you. So let's see if the tank goes for the not smart way. This isn't great. I mean, it's okay, I guess. It's manageable. Still kind of out in the middle of nowhere overall. Anyways, also I seem to be tanking. This is slightly awkward. Why am I tanking? Can I not be tanking, please? Like, please? Can I not be tanking? I'm just doing AoEs. Doing. Alright, at least I managed to keep Twin Snakes up via 4-point Fury here. While I am tossing up the AoEs. Oh, see, yeah, see, this is exactly what I mean. You could just be standing here and, oh, look, another group of enemies has decided to join in the fray. And you just keep getting more and more enemies like this. Alright. See what I mean? You just take it in, you hold the enemies in just the wrong spot, and oh, in comes another one. Especially considering I have to do positionals here. Alright, can we get out of here without doing another, getting more enemies? No! No, we cannot. Where are the actual H's of the tank going? Besides having these be bought right in gold bile. Ugh, this is painful. breathe. Forget twin snakes again, but just breathe. Alright. It's fine. It's fine. So this is our first boss, the locksmith. That was one of the worst rooms in this whole dungeon. So, the locksmith, you will notice these marble fruits laying about the room. These are going to be your key to doing this fight. Occasionally, he's going to put a debuff on us, and it's going to cause a damage over time effect. However, you do not want to eat one of these fruits as soon as you get it. Yeah, you'll get gold 1 here. You do not want to eat a fruit as soon as he does it, because then you won't have enough fruits up for when you really need it. You want to wait till you have a few stacks of this on, actually. You can see that there is a 1 on it, and this will let you be able to deal with this. Where is the tank holding this? Urgh. Alright, so there's our second one. Ideally, and everyone's running off to use a fruit now, I guess. I was gonna say, ideally, I wait till 3. It gets a little sketchy, but it's definitely doable at 3 as long as you trust your healer. You do not want to go for 4. I have seen people go for 4, and oh, did they take a lot of damage. So the best spot to really tank this particular boss is by the tank sitting next to a fruit. That way there is, in essence, claiming that particular fruit for them. I'm not going to go for a fruit quite yet. That's just sort of the best way I found to really do it. And, well, that clears that up. My fruit I was going to take, taken. But there conveniently happens to be 4 fruit sitting right at the end of the room for you to grab. So that's the first boss. Welcome to Aurum Vale, people. So, in this room, we are going to have these marble fruits. If you let them germinate, they will spawn more marble seedlings that you will then have to deal with. And you don't really want to have to deal with them because it's just... You enemy that does nothing versus enemy that does something. I wonder which I would rather deal with. You know, I think I'd actually rather deal with the enemy that doesn't do anything. Tank, I was trying to get behind it, and then you go and turn it. So this is your typical marble. It's going to use Bad Breath. Oh my gosh. My positionals. So you do have to kill that marble in order to progress. And right around the corner here, I was going to say, I swear, they took away this coffer. Right around that corner, we will find a treasure chest, and it has a minion in it. I am going to need on it. Hopefully I win so I can get that minion. I don't know if it's gotten more expensive or not since they've made the adjustments to here. So this room you can literally kind of just bonsai through. There's a chest over there, and that's about it. Most people kind of just bonsai through here. I don't know where the tank was going, but yeah, that was a thing that happened. And welcome to Aurum Vale, people. That's why you, kind of why you don't take that particular route of bonsai. It gets a lot bit sketchy, honestly. Like, a lot bit sketchy. And people are not rolling on stuff. So the question is the tank gonna do the same bonsai pull? That would be a no. Alright. So, anyway. That is just literally how easy it is to wipe in this dungeon. My dragon kick button doesn't work. So... Alright. Back to tossing out some AoEs here. Do I dare try for that treasure chest? I'm thinking I might try for that treasure chest. I might regret this decision. I think I can get it. Alright, so you just do basic Dire Mites here. I'm going going to go for it. Beep, beep. Aha! I got a mossy horn for my troubles. So, welcome to the second boss. This boss actually had a pretty significant change done to it in patch 5.3. So, this is Coin Counter. It's a lot like the that one big boss fight we fought in Coerthus. The other video. I guess there's been a few videos. So, one of the big changes here is before you could not actually see where Coin Counter's attacks were hitting. They had no signifier as to their attack area. Yeah, so I'm literally seeing this for the first time. Like, I've always kind of known where they were. It's just, obviously, I didn't know because didn't know the exact specifications of it. I may regret using a shoulder tackle. So this is the big one to watch out for, which a lot of people kind of have issues with, is the 100-ton swing. That one, if you're in it, you are going to take a lot of damage. If you're a melee or a mage, you are probably going to die, honestly. He's trying to do that on me. What a jerk. So the swipe is fine. You can just run under the boss to avoid it, or run off to the side, of course. I always try to run under the boss. Again, it's just kind of a courtesy to melee to do so you're not dragging the boss all over the place. And I'm surprised you only did the big swing once. You can stun it, of course, but... So all this gear is new. Like, I've never seen this gear before. It's actually kind of neat. Of course, none of it's dyeable, which is the big issue. So this room sucks. Let's just say how it is. Much like much of this dungeon, I'm sure you're totally at least surprised to hear this. So this room sucks. You've got these enemies here, then you've got some more of these little flyers in the distance that will stay in the distance if you don't pull them in close. Oh, no, it came in close, Yeah, so, yeah. This room can go south super fast as well, just if you really let it. And we've also got another treasure coffer over there. I am going to get it. If it's the last thing I do. You cannot stop me from getting the treasure chest, people. Treasure. Nice. I won the seedling! Yay! Let's toss it demolish on this because it is being pulled, so I may as well put the damage over time effect on. And then resume doing AoEs because now we have enough enemies to do so. Alright, and back to not using them. So, I mean, we're kind of through the worst of Aurum Vale. Kinda. There's still the matter of the final boss of Aurum Vale. Yeah. Oh, there's a matter of this room. You'll see there's some seedlings in here, and some fruits, and yeah. And there's some also big full-grown morbals. There are those here too. So you really want to make sure you take out the fruits as you aggro them, because otherwise they will germinate. You will have to deal with the blasting spawns. And also, I've also found some people kind of forget about the fact that there's a couple morbals here you have to take care of, such as the ones that happen to be back here. More fruits to deal with. And more fruits to deal with. Also treasure coffer. Of course, I'm opening it because this is me we're talking about. Must open treasure. Let's greed on this stuff. Alright. And, well, think we're at that. Don't remember if there's one more pull. There is one more pull, okay. Oh, I almost ran right into it. I honestly thought the tank was me. I won't even lie. I was like, oh, hey, those tanks almost are. Wait a second. That's not right. So also, you do have to watch out for that, like, front line attack the Bane Mites are doing there. Just because it can't hurt. I think it also slows you, if I'm not mistaken. It's very possible I am, but... Okay, tank, seriously, like, when you're in the spot, don't be flipping around, because the melees are going to be trying to adjust to where you already are, and then when you flip around, you kind of mess with them. Welcome to the end of Aurum Vale. Welcome to the other reason this dungeon freaking is awful. Yeah, the final boss is a marble. Shocking, right? And, so remember the first boss? It's back. That mechanic is back. Yeah. So this is Miser's Mistress. I realized I didn't get the map for Dzemael, did I? Yeah. So this is where the whole, you know, you need to... It's best to tank kind of chills out by a fruit, and you need to make sure you conserve the fruits as best you can, because these respawn a lot slower than the ones for the first boss. Also, reasons like that are why it is good to make sure you're not like super far out from the boss, because then it's easier to just dodge. So, this time we're going to be getting hit with the Burrs effect. Much like with the first boss. It is a stacking effect. So... right, not stunned. But yeah, like, because of bad breath and all that, you do want to make sure you are close enough. It does also do the single target ones. However, this time around, they are not as easy to avoid. And yeah, for this particular one, you really want to make sure you're waiting. They lowered how many fruits spawn in here. What the heck? It's usually the thing that's surrounded by fruits. Yeah, you want to wait till you are at 3 stacks of the burrs before you're using up a fruit. Because otherwise, like I said, these just spawn slower than the first boss. So if you're using it 2, you're going to run the room out of fruits right quick. Alright, so speaking of being out... No, that was not on me. My bad, my bad, my bad. Burr, that's the move I was looking for. Alright, so now that we're at 3, let's go ahead and use a fruit. Also, this is not getting to... I'm just gonna go ahead and limit break now. Like, they totally nerfed this boss. What the heck? Spawns way less of the fruits now. Because it used to be like the entire thing, it would completely be surrounded by fruits. Now it's not. So, wow, they actually nerfed that boss, it seems like. Unless I'm just misremembering, but I'm pretty sure I remember it being all around. Maybe I just haven't been up close and have been ranged too long in that fight, but... yeah. And the tank literally pieced out immediately again. So I guess I commend no one? Okay. Sure. Well, that's Aurum Vale. So that's both of our optional dungeons in the 40s taken care of. And with that, we can now progress the story. However, we are going to do it next time. So in the next part, we will go ahead and commence Operation Archon. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing if you really enjoy it. Consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps her keep being content like this. You can find links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt, signing out.